You know, sometimes we take our parents for granted. Maybe we get annoyed when they ask us to do something, or we raise our voice during a disagreement. But in Islam, the rights of our parents are not just important, they are sacred. Allah mentions parents right after mentioning himself. In Surah Al-Nisa, he says, "Worship Allah and join none with him, and do good to parents." And in Surah Al-Isra, "Your Lord has decreed that you worship none but him, and that you be dutiful to your parents." Just let that sink in. Right after the command to worship Allah alone comes the command to honor our parents. That's how serious it is. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, once asked his companions, "Shall I not tell you of the greatest of major sins?" He repeated this 3 times, just to make sure everyone was paying attention. And then he said, "Associating others in worship with Allah and disobeying one's parents." Disobeying parents is mentioned right up there, right after shirk, the gravest sin in Islam. But it doesn't stop there. The Prophet also warned us about the consequences of hurting our parents. He said Allah postpones the punishment of whatever sins He wills until the day of resurrection, except for cutting off ties of kinship or disobeying one's parents. Their punishment is hastened in this world. Imagine that. The harm of disrespecting your parents shows up not only in the hereafter, but right here, in this life. Sometimes we think snapping back or being rude is no big deal. But in reality, Islam teaches me that even a small word of disrespect, even saying "uff" to our parents, is enough to be counted as a sin. It's about humility, gratitude, and love. So if I want Allah's mercy, I have to start with those through which Allah gave me life and cared for me when I was helpless. Let's reflect, apologize if we've slipped, and honor our parents, not just with words, but with our actions every single day. Because in Islam, that's not just good manners, it's an act of worship to honor our parents,